Good morning and welcome. It's the Patriot Radio News Hour. It's not quite Friday yet, but happy Thursday. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. The dog days of summer. Well, you know what? Summer's winding down, at least here in the Valley of the Sun. High school football practice has started already. I mean, think about it. What a tough week to start practice. Hopefully the coaches were nice and you did it real early in the morning. I think today's about the last day of the big heat for this week. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty more. I think the rest of the week it'll at least be below 110 degrees. But my wife and my son were talking. My oldest son's getting ready to leave for college. My younger son is going to be a sophomore in high school, and my wife was talking about, he's got to get ready to go to class. I'm like, what? It's not even August yet, but apparently, school's getting ready to start here. Some schools next week. Everybody else, I think, by the week after back to school is here. And, you can go back until what was it, Labor Day? That was like September, and I'm sure that other places probably do that. I guess I do understand. Could you you don't want to have your kids in school in June in Arizona, right? Because it's super hot. But nonetheless, for all of you that got to do back to school shopping, I'm sorry, I really am. Well, like anything else, it's probably just going to be more expensive. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. Wealth insurance, legal, lawful, constitutional tender, talking about gold, talking about silver. Of course, the website at allamericangold.com where we update you every day. It's like a free report every day, right? All different articles and videos and links, and you can be out there all day long if you want to at allamericangold.com. We got a metals program. Of course, we run specials here all the time. You can order online. You can do it all right there at your fingertips. That's the new way, right? Point and click and never talk to anybody. But, of course, we like it the old-fashioned way. So if you give us a call, Arlene likes it, right? Keeps her busy. She's back from vacation. She's ready to go. She was out at the Jersey Shore, and when she came back, I was ready. I got my jersey fixed in. If you've ever been to Jersey, well, no one ever stays in Jersey. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, Jersey's a beautiful state. It's kind of, I view Jersey like New York. If you're not in the big cities, then you feel like you're in the Midwest, right? Like I grew up in Syracuse. I worked on a farm. When I was 10, 11, 12, I worked on a farm. We built a log cabin, me and my buddies. You had a much different childhood here, And of course, now I guess I was seeing nobody goes outside anymore. They're saying the average kid now is lucky to be outside 7 hours a week. And I'm like, it's so different. When I was growing up, you had two sets of clothes. Well, actually, you had three, right? You had your school clothes. And when you got home from school, it was a routine. You got home from school, the first thing you did was you took your school clothes off and you put on your play clothes. Because if mom caught you playing in your school clothes, a beating was coming, right? And then the third set was your church clothes, right? That's how it was, And you came home, you changed, you got a snack, and that was, listen, that's done in 5 to 10 minutes, and then your butt was outside. And if it wasn't outside, your mom was there kicking you out. Get out. I don't want to get out. Right? That's just how it was. Today, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's just, man, they're missing so much. We did so many cool things. But anyway, I guess we're down to 7 hours a week. So when I get home today, I'm going to kick my kids out. Tell them, get out. And my problem is my kids will. They'll be like, good. See ya. We're out of here. 800-951-0592. We got a lot of ground to cover I just want to update you. Silver Eagles. And we have been for the last 18 months where we've been in what I would say is an overstock position. The last 2 or 3 months, we've gone back and forth, right? There's backdates, there's not backdates, there's backdates, there's not backdates. And really, the only reason why it's important is the backdates are cheaper, right? So all week long, there are no backdates. Go figure. Silver gets to the low of the year, and there are none. So today and today only, 2018 Silver Eagles, I'm going to run them at the backdate price. Backdated Silver Eagles, we've been running them $375. So today, if you want 2018 Silver Eagles, no premium, even though they cost more, and really when you think about it, you're paying, we've been $10 a roll more for 2018s versus the backdates. So today you're going to save $10 a roll. That's 50 cents an ounce. Backdate U.S. Silver Eagles, 2018 Silver Eagles, $375 a roll all day. And here's the funny thing. When I asked, do you have any backdates coming? The answer was no. Patriot Radio News Hour got a great show lined up for you. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. If you're just joining us, 2018 Silver Eagles, no premium today. No extra $10. There are no backdate Silver Eagles and no backdate Silver Eagles coming as of this morning to the Bullion Bank. So 2018 Silver Eagles for today, $375 at 800-951-0592. That is the toll-free number. If you've never done business with us and you want to get on this, it's so easy, right? When you call that number, Arlene's just going to say to you, good morning, Patriot, good afternoon, Patriot, whatever it may be, how may I help you? Right? She's real nice. Just tell her, Arlene, I'd like the special. That's all you have to say. And Arlene's going to go, she's going to give you one question. How many would you like? That's it. Right? She's doing it right now, right? She's doing it right now. How many would you like? How many rolls of 2018 Silver Eagles would you like? And you just tell her. 1, 5, a case, whatever it may be. And then obviously if you're new, we'll take your name and your address. If you're local here in Phoenix and you want to pick up, or you're local up on the Front Range and want to pick up at the station there, we'll make all those arrangements. We're not a coin store. So we do everything we do is by appointment. We want you to have your privacy. We want all of our customers to have their privacy. So that way, when you're doing business with us, someone else isn't. If we need it to ship to you, shipping's a flat $35. Whether you buy 1 roll, 5 rolls, 10 cases, it's $35. That's it. And you can pay for it personal check. Right, that's the easiest. Just mail us a check, and then we ship it to you registered, insured U.S. mail. They will not just leave product at your door. This isn't Amazon, right? Amazon leaves stuff at the door that they got a 80% markup on stuff, and they leave it at your door. They don't leave it at you. You have to sign for it. If you're not home when the postman delivers, they leave you a slip in your mailbox. You take that slip to your post office, and you pick it up there. It's that simple. Are we going to call you after you've ordered and you got your product? Never. Nope. We don't call you. We won't bother you. You could do $375. You could do $375,000. We're not calling. So the next time you hear from us is when you call our 800 number and do that. We will call. Some people like it. Hey, can you call me when it ships, or can you call me when our check gets here? We'll do that. But what I'm saying is we're not going to call you unsolicited. And that just kind of separates us from everybody else. Sometimes I forget to say that because, there's always new people listening. I mean, at least think about the two markets we're really in, Phoenix and Denver. People move there by the thousands. Just a quick reminder, and I know I got a lot of things to cover. We got a big event happening up in Denver on August the 18th at Grandpa's Gun and Pawn. That's going to be Saturday, August 18th from 11 to 3. And KHNC, I'm just going to tell you right now, we got so many new programming is coming to you in Colorado. I'll have details. It's coming soon. And by soon, within the next 30 days, we should have some new programming streaming in Colorado. Let me just tell you how to do that. If you go to your toolbar, go to Google, right? Type in Shoutcast. And then when you click on Shoutcast under search, type American Freedom Network, and then it'll come up, and you'll see, the little the circle with the triangle in it. Hit the play button, and that's how, at least for right now, you can stream KHNC, the American Freedom Network. Once we get it finalized, because we are going to the URL is going to change here in a few weeks. Once we get a permanent one, we'll put the button on our website, and we'll also put it up on KHNC's website, and you won't have to go through that process. But that's how you can get it, and I want to make sure that I do that every day. Just when we've only had it back up now for about 10 days, the numbers are already up over 50%. So thank you very much, and I know a lot of people try to listen that way. So if you want to listen to the Colorado station, 1360, that's how you do it. Now that I've got all that stuff done, one of the things that I saw, and I want to talk about a couple of things. Yesterday, Trump met with the European Union's Trade Commission. Tariff or no tariff. They've agreed for right now, no automobile tariff. They're going to keep talking. Okay, I'm okay. Again, and I think we've got to do this, and it's going to be painful, right? It's not going to be the way Wall Street wants it to be, right? It just isn't. It's going to be painful if we're actually going to try to win, but I don't want to say that he's given them some time. Let's just say that. So cooler heads prevailed, I guess. The Trump administration would like zero tariffs on anything with Europe. Hey, let us compete evenly. I kind of like that idea. I don't know, right? I don't know if we win or lose there. It depends on wages, I would think. But the EU, the bigger countries, I think we can compete with. Maybe some of those smaller ones, I don't know. But nonetheless, don't have a lot of details. Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, was on the idiot box this morning. He gave no details other than they're going to keep negotiating. So not a lack of progress, just no details yet, but no tariffs yet on your Beamers and your Mercedes. So that's good news. The steel tariffs and aluminum tariffs still in place. I did hear that they're going to try to tackle that first, but I don't have any details. So that was yesterday. This morning, the head of the European Central Bank, Trichet, was out and very dovish. The euro lost some ground today. The Chinese renminbi lower again. So matter of fact, it's back to that low that it keeps hitting, that 6.8 number. So remember, we got to follow all of the currency wars that are going on. We had economic data out today. This one was durable goods orders. So as we're getting ready, tomorrow's going to be GDP Friday, right? And nobody knows. Everybody wants a number, a good number. We had existing home sales, new home sales, and then this morning durable goods all missed in the wrong direction. They were hoping for a 3% number on durable goods. It came in at 1%. And then if you take out aircraft and defense, take out aircraft, it was 0.6. Take out defense, there was no growth. But defense counts. I mean, matter of fact, the defense was up over 20%. So we're definitely buying, I guess, more bullets and bombs. But the number disappointed. Right now, the Atlanta GDP tracker is at 3.8. And I don't know. I truly don't know. I know a lot of people want to see a number, close to 5. I'll be satisfied with a number close to 4, but we'll have to wait and see. That'll be tomorrow. But the data from this week drove the numbers lower. Okay, so the data from this week, because this was actual data, not a survey, right? Existing home sales, new home sales, all of those were actual data. And then this morning, so I was kind of, this whole thing's been going on, and I'm watching gold and I'm watching silver, and I'm up. I'm not upset. I get it. They manipulate it all the time, and I know they're manipulating it now, right? Because it really doesn't make sense. We got whether it's trade war stuff, we got huge debt, and I know that they're trying to put a great spin on what's happening, but from a consumer perspective, I think Trump's got it right. From a consumer perspective, the Federal Reserve better be pretty close to done on rates. Because as we looked inside the data, and we've been doing that all week long, we've been looking inside the data. Inside the data says the vast majority of Americans are right at the edge. Right? We always, as a country, I guess we accept the fact that we know, like half the country doesn't have any money, right? They live paycheck to paycheck and hope nothing bad happens. But now what's happened is that next level, right? So that next 25%, right? So we understand the first one, but the next 25, 30% of people now, their savings rates have been depleted. And so I think that's why you saw Trump out warning the Federal Reserve about rate hikes. But nonetheless, drove down the numbers going into today or tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see where it shakes out. But and I'm going to say it again, this number's unimportant. I know they want to make a big deal because it'll be the best number we'll see for quite some time, I think. But the realities are, where are we going to be in 6 months? Where are we going to be, wow, let's go a whole year. Heaven forbid we look out 5 years, right? Because they don't want to look that far out because they know the numbers aren't in their favor when you look that far out. So when I'm watching gold and I'm watching silver and I'm like, what is going on? Today, the numbers have come out on the paper gold. Okay, so this is not the Shanghai Gold Exchange, right? This is out of London. This is out of the COMEX. All-time record high levels of short in the gold and silver market. All-time record high. Really? All-time. I mean, this is what it's taken. All-time record high. So you know what? Actually, believe it or not, I think that's very positive. If gold was this low and the shorts weren't, at or near a record, I'd be a little worried. But the data came out today. As of last week, short level interest, and they, from hedge funds, let's call it what it is, from the central banks, all-time record shorts in the gold and silver markets, which is, I think, a good indication that we're probably right near or pretty close to the bottom as we look at where we stand as far as gold and silver go. All-time record shorts, and I guess that makes sense, right? Because how is it that gold was down? Now we know, right? The paper guys have push the price down. The short levels are at all-time record highs. I don't know what it will mean for tomorrow. I think tomorrow could be a number if it's in the threes or the low fours. Could some people take the heads out? I'll tell you this right now: the number's in the low threes. We could see a big move, right? Because they'll be concerned then, right? Because and then they'll be talking about maybe the Federal Reserve isn't going to be raising rates. If it's in the real high fours or the fives, then maybe we could see some continuation. So that's what we're up against when it comes to the gold price today. The data finally came out, broke all-time record, and I kind of, and I'm thinking about really this is it. This is the new best economy, I guess, of all time when it comes to gold and silver. And it's disappointing, right? Because I would hope the economy could get even better, but apparently not. Patriot Radio News Hour. When we get back, how safe is your safety deposit box?
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily broadcast from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. And we're upholding the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly, a constitutional attorney and articulate voice for traditional values for more than 70 years. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
When we talk about reforming our voting process in the United States, we should start with making sure that only U.S. citizens are permitted to vote. The best way to do that is for every state to do what about 8 states have already done, namely, pass a law that requires everybody showing up to vote to present voter ID so that only U.S. citizens are allowed to vote. Another constructive reform would be to assure that ballots from our armed forces abroad arrive in time and are really counted. However, the liberals and progressives are pushing hard to expand allowing people to vote before Election Day, and that's a very bad idea. Early voting is unfair for many reasons. Early voting prevents voters from changing their minds up until Election Day. Early voting encourages uninformed voting because last year many voted before the presidential debates were held. Early voting is unfair because it makes campaigns more expensive by lengthening the campaign period and calling for more advertising. Contrary to liberal propaganda, early voting decreases overall voter turnout. Early voting harms third-party candidates who lack a political organization to get out early voters. Early voting is a misnomer. More accurate names would be premature voting, uninformed voting, or political machine voting. Early voting even violates federal law, which for more than a century has required national elections to occur on the same day. Early voting disenfranchises Election Day voters by determining the outcome before Election Day. What if jurors were allowed to decide they are tired of a lengthy trial and want to convict a defendant midway through the trial and go home? Isn't it just as important for voters to hear all the facts about candidates before voting?
Thanks for listening to the Phyllis Schlafly Report. You'll be glad to know the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly continues, upheld by Ed Martin, president of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, Chairman Helen Marie Taylor, Treasurer John Schlafly, a full staff in St. Louis and our nation's capital, and thousands of citizen volunteers, her Eagles, across the country. You can be part of that legacy at phyllisschlafly.com. That's phyllisschlafly.com.
800-951-0592. The latest, this is out of Sacramento. Susan Nomi says she went to open her Bank of America safety deposit box of 16 years. Okay, so, right, ladies, has safety deposit box, has had it for 16 years. That's where she kept her family jewelry and her dad's coin collection. Be careful about coins in the safety deposit box. Well, actually, you know what? Be careful about anything in a safety deposit box anymore. I was shocked. The entire box was gone. I was like, what happened to my box? She says Bank of America can't explain where her valuables went. They don't have an answer, she said. They said, thanks for letting us know. Hey, hello, bank manager. Yeah, my safety deposit box is missing. Really? Wow. Well, thanks for letting us know. She's obviously upset considering she is a retired Bank of America employee. Oh, that makes it even better. This is it makes me feel a little better. The bank doesn't care who you are. You can work for them down where they don't care. She's not alone. Others are complaining that banks are drilling into their safety deposit boxes without permission or notice. Wendy Wu said her belongings were taken out of her safety deposit box and shipped to her. Okay, well, at least she got them. Problem was, she didn't get all of her stuff. She said everything was dumped into a plastic bag, and she said that a ring was missing a stone, and a necklace had been damaged in the process. Safe deposit box. That's what it's for. Safe. She said, right, it's even got safe. Right in the word safe deposit. Yeah, listen, these banks, and I'm telling you, and this is just another example. They can do what they want now. Right? And all the banks have been changing the rules, right? We talk about how they've changed the rules for cash deposits. We talk about how they changed the rules for safety deposit boxes. Remember, and I've told you how they've now changed the laws about your money market accounts, your 401k accounts, your IRA accounts, all that stuff. They can essentially force you to keep your stuff in there. And you know what's so funny is they don't care how much you put in, but they'll force you from taking it out. Another family reported getting their safety deposit boxes shipped back to them as well, and they're claiming $17,000 of jewelry is missing. Another woman who only wants to be identified as Maggie says, I just got robbed by my bank. They just took all my stuff. Federal rules say banks can drill a box without permission. Now, they say, there are some guidelines attached to that. When there's a court order, when there's a search warrant, when you haven't paid. Now, here's the part about not paying. It doesn't say, hey, when you haven't paid for 90 days, 60 days. I guess if you're a day late, I guess they can drill it. Request from estate administrators, or if the bank is closing a branch. Right? So, and let's face it, this is banks, that's what they're doing, right? Closing branches. However, none of those reasons apply to any of these cases. Safe deposit box consultant. Wow, think about that. Safe deposit box consultant Dave Gwynn trains bank employees on proper safety deposit box procedure. He says that federal law requires the banks to give customers adequate notice. On how much do you want to bet they put it in a piece of junk mail, or they put it at in the small print of their statement or something like that, and use that as a way of getting rid of it. A notification should be made either by registered letter or certified receipt, but it doesn't say that it has to. Maybe we need to change that, don't we? Bank of America says it does notify customers by mail. Notice how they didn't say by registered or certified mail, just by mail, accordance with the law, in advance of prior to drilling a box. Naomi is not buying it and says, I worked for them. It's not like they couldn't get a hold of me or anything. Bank of America still can't explain what has happened to her valuables. We certainly understand how frustrating this matter is for Miss Naomi. We are working with her on a resolution. In other words, they don't know where it went. I got a good idea where it went, pawn shop. We're looking at this situation to help identify opportunities to avoid a similar event. I can't replace them, Naomi said. It's irreplaceable, and it doesn't matter how much it's worth. By the way, this is like, here we have three on your side, right? You know, the local news, when people have been ripped off and you go to them. This has happened in Sacramento. This is let me give you this station so you can look it up on your own. Sacramento, CBS Sacramento 13 did the report, and they actually, went on the air with it. After contacting the press, Bank of America has agreed that they're going to cut her a check. She doesn't say how much or anything like that, but she does want all of you to know, if you haven't checked on your safety deposit box in a while, make sure you do. So there you go. By the way, Bank of America's rental agreement, and I'm going to say Bank of America, but this is what all of them do. Say they could terminate your rental agreement for your safety deposit box if you don't give proper identification when requested. The customers in these incidents say that does not apply to their cases either. So, again, I don't know. B of A is trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink at them. But nonetheless, I just wanted to share that with you. If you have a safety deposit box, if you haven't been there in a while, go make sure it's still there. That's just to let you know. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. What makes a perfect day? According to the latest survey results, they say the average person enjoys 15 perfect days a year. So 15 out of 365, that's, I guess, it's more than one a month, right? A perfect day, well, apparently the perfect day would mean waking up at 8:15 in the morning. I guess I don't know the last time I woke up that late. For me, sleeping in is like, boys, really sleeping in would be like 7. But okay, 8:15 in the morning. It would be sunny. Okay, we got that covered here, right? The temperature would be 74 degrees. That was very specific. 74 degrees. Here, 74 degrees in Phoenix, we'd have like pants on. Probably maybe some people would have a sweater or jacket. But 74 degrees. They would be able to enjoy 3 hours outside. Okay, I'm good with that. See themselves spending 4 hours with their family, right? Let's say any more than that, you're pushing it, right? 4 hours with the wife and the kids. 3 hours with friends. Okay, so you ditch the wife and the kids, go hang out with your buddies. So let's see. You wake up late. You play you play 9 holes of golf. That 3 hours outside, 9 holes of golf. Spend 4 hours with your family. Go hang out with your buddies for 3 hours. Then come home and you hop on the couch where you would take another 3 hours to watch television. Turn on the idiot box, right? It's the greatest dumbing down of America ever. When it's all said and done, the perfect day would end with you being in bed at 10:50. Not 11, but 10:50. So there you go. If you have one of those, apparently the average person has 15 of those a year. 10:50, that's late for me. I would love it if I could. I'd be asleep before then. But nonetheless, there's your perfect day. Notice how work was nowhere to be found, right? No work. No mention of God. None of that, right? Just lounge around, go outside for a little while. All right, I'll hang out with my family. Then I'm going to hang out with my buddies, and then I'm just going to sit my backside on the couch, and we're going to call that a perfect day. I just saw that. I thought I'd share that with you. If you want to have a perfect day, apparently that's what you're going to need to do. How about this today? Mercedes has announced today that they are going to be moving production to China. Remember 2 weeks ago I told you, I was so shocked. Mercedes is the largest U.S. auto exporter, right? So they have a plant here, I think it's in South Carolina, and they build their cars here and then ship them to China. Spartanburg, there it is, Spartanburg, South Carolina. The company employs 10,000 people, and now they're considering moving production of some of its SUVs out of the United States. So again, right, no one makes a car here, but apparently BMW makes SUVs in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and they said they're considering moving them to China as a result of the new tariffs placed on vehicles. And again, I don't think that happened, but anyway, Daimler said this morning that it's looking at ways to mitigate the impact of a trade war between China and the United States. So this isn't even really having to do with the EU. This has to do with China. And it was really interesting. I did not realize. So they apparently, and this kind of makes sense, right? Because I think we work pretty hard in the U.S. We got hard-working people here. They can pay now with these new wages, right? They probably pay, I don't know, $15, $16 an hour in South Carolina, and they can get the U.S. worker to produce cars at a cheaper rate than they can, say, in Germany, where they probably take the time, but, unions are much stronger there, and shipping them to China and then say, hey, see, we got jobs here in the U.S., right, to make it look better. But they profits, they say, have been hit. Remember, all of them, GM, Ford, Fiat Chrysler, obviously Daimler as well, all of them saying profits being hurt by the steel and aluminum tariffs. And then also Mercedes-Benz. They have one plant here in the U.S., which they also build an SUV. In Toluca, Alabama, asked whether they would consider moving their manufacturing plant to Beijing. They responded with, of course, we look at when parameters change and how we could react to this and whether we can set ourselves up in a better way. So I'll give you the short version. He said, yeah. Yep. Sure will. Anyway, just and you know what? Going to be the price you pay, right? We got to somehow, some way, we got to stop letting all this wealth leave the country. But nonetheless, again, I think we're going to get more reports of these people. I think they're going to try to start the campaign, the media campaign of trying to get Trump to soften his stance on trade. And either way, you know what? Things are just going to have to cost a lot more here if we want to actually get the jobs back. Final segment on this Thursday. 2018 Silver Eagles, 0 premiums, $375. a roll on 2018 Silver Eagles. The reason real simple, there are no old ones out there. 800-951-0592. Quick look here at the markets. Silver's down about 6 cents, $15.50. Silver's down $5, $1,227. The euro weakened on Mario Draghi's dovish comments, which has the dollar higher. The IMF came out and said now the dollar's overvalued. I don't know. Overvalued, undervalued, does it all really matter when you got the amount of debt we do? Probably not. The Dow very mixed today. Facebook got hammered. Earnings out of Facebook were horrible. Apparently, Facebook was getting paid a lot of money to take your data. So the Nasdaq's down, the S&P's down. The Dow is positive. I'm not even sure why. McDonald's had earnings today. Same store, U.S. same store sales was up 2.4%, but not because they had more customers. McDonald's said they raised prices. They didn't lose any customers, but everyone just paid more. And that was probably, there's some other earnings out there, but those were the ones of note. So the Dow's higher, S&P lower, NASDAQ lower is low. Never short on ideas of things to tax. We're going to pay one way or another. New Jersey is now considering a tax on tap water. The proposal by State Senator Bob Smith, who is trying to say it's actually not a tax, it's a user fee. See? It's not a tax, it's just a user fee. It's a user fee based on volume. Yes, it would add 10 cents to every 1,000 gallons of water. And this is the best part, right? This is how they logically say everything. It'll only add, $32 a year on average, so it's okay. Little tap water. Well, listen, all the blue states, you know it, right? We see it here in Phoenix. You see it in Colorado. You see it in Texas. You're seeing it in Florida, right? All the red states being inundated with the blue staters, and you know what that means, right? They're all going to want to tax everything. Tax this, tax that, spend. And just remember, when you tax, right, that means you're taking money away from somebody to what? Give it to somebody else. 800-951-0592, U.S. Silver Eagles, 375. These are all going to be 2018s. 800-951-0592. If you want to use your credit card, we take all four: Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex. Got to add $5 a roll to put it on a credit card at 800-951-0592. Tomorrow, obviously, GDP. I really think this is kind of going to be, once we get past this number, they're just so excited about it. They're going to start focusing in, I think, right, on, what's it going to be in the fourth quarter? And that's when things are, I think the bloom starts coming off the rose a little bit. And then we'll see, obviously, right, trade wars, at least for today, they with the EU, they've agreed to keep talking. So auto tariffs, they've been put on hold. So I think that's hopefully something in the positive direction. Patriot Radio News Hour. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Spend 3 hours outside, 4 hours with your family, 3 hours watching TV. It's a perfect day.